What it is, what is up, what is good, gamers? This is Shonuff71, aka Digadulamite.
Purple bling bling, y'all. It's why I'm supposed to stay here, yo.
And your auditory canals are tuned into episode 264 of the Gaming Vessels podcast. As usual, I'm not in the digital studio alone. Along with me, I got my partners in crime. First on deck, it's Dez, aka the Bay Area Terror, aka the High Res Hater.
That's me.
aka the Cat Daddy, aka that gamer stepdaddy. What's going on, man?
Hey, not much, but as usual, I'm here to talk about games. Talk about these fantastic games that I play, and my playlist has been kind of crazy. I've been playing a ton of games, and I cannot wait to talk to you about them. Let's get to it.
All right. Of course, our show is a no-go without Trader Joe, aka Jabroni Chief.
Yes, that is me. Yes.
But you might also know him as the Food Max of gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. How you doing?
Everything's good, man. Just still slow and steady over here, getting everything set up. Trying to decide what I was going to do with my PlayStation 5s because of the fact that I bought the Pro and I didn't trade in anything. So it's like I got PlayStation 5s coming out my ears, man. But I decided to wait until after the holidays because of all these wonderful sales and stuff. So like the PS5 digital is going to be down to $379.99. So it just gonna put a damper in my resale value. So I'm just gonna. I have a quote for $300 cash, but I'm still kind of hemming and hawing about it. So
as you do,
if I could take it somewhere and get the cash immediately, it'd be one thing, but I have to box it up and ship it, and then they have to evaluate it. And so I just sometimes I don't trust the evaluators to do a honest job, sending it off. And I got no leg to stand on. If I do that, I'm gonna take plenty of photographs, and I'm thinking maybe $300 is not the optimum price for me to have to ship it off and wait to see. So what do you think?
You're not going to get it then? You're not going to go with it?
I still have the quote up, so I'm going through Back Market, which is the reseller that Sony is advertising on their website on PlayStation Direct as being the place to resell your PlayStation stuff. So, and seems like it's legit, but I just don't know if I should hold out for something a little bit more than $300. Make it holla. So,
I mean, if you think you can get more, I mean, you're definitely gonna, try that. I know how you are, but depends on what you want. If you're not worried about it, then and you want to get that money, then go ahead and do it. But if you're not, then don't.
I would just maybe throw a game you don't really care that much about, doesn't have much resale value, and just throw it up on eBay or give yourself like 18 to 20% buffer on top of the price that you want, and just do it that way.
Yeah, but even then I'll be probably hampered by the sales prices and whatnot. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens. Maybe I'll put my money on that tariff, that threat of tariff, and people will be out there looking to buy. Maybe the price of the PS5 will spike because of the tariffs, and then I'll get a nice resale value. So
maybe.
Mm-hmm. All right then. Were you going to say something else?
Well, otherwise, just we're right at the beginning of Black Friday Eve. So
what do you mean? It's a Black Friday for the whole month, it seems like.
Yeah, I know. Well, actual Black Friday is not here yet, mind you, but Thanksgiving's not going to be here for another week plus on this day of recording. So it's like, but the sales have started. So but I think the big bangers I haven't seen anything above and beyond, like kind of crazy. So we'll have to see once it gets closer to the actual Black Friday. But we'll talk about that more in the next couple episodes if need be. Have you guys bought anything yet?
Have I bought anything? No, not really. We can talk more about that later, though. In the later in the show.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so that's going to move us to what is always our first topic on the docket, and that's going to be the playlist. So let's jump right into it with the high-res hater. What you been up to, Des? What you been playing?
What? Moi? Yeah, what have I been playing? I guess I could say the so I have not yet beat Sea of Stars yet. I know I need to go back and beat it, but I don't know, I've got to the point where I'm really kind of sad to watch it go because I really enjoyed it. So as long as I don't beat, I'm at the final boss and I'm just like, just go beat it. Just go and beat it, end it, and move on. So, but yeah, I haven't played that in a while, and I know I need to go back to it. So, hopefully, by the time we talk again, I will have beaten it. So, I'll keep you abreast. One of the games that I started playing though is Arc of Alchemist, and it's not the best game. And I got it on a sale, and I figured, let me try these. It's a NIS America game, right, Joe?
It is an Idea Factory.
Idea Factory. Game. Thank you. Yeah. And it's one of their worst rated games. But again, I don't really follow a lot of the reviews because I want to try something on my own and see how it goes. So that's what I did. And yeah, it's not that it's bad per se. It's just that the systems that they have employed are just not good. They're not good. You're running around in a squad-based team, and it's just kind of slow, and it just doesn't really I don't know. It's like it takes place in like the future, but you have magic, and they don't really explain a lot of it, and I was just very much I just did not get into it at all. And it's got this really cute chibi style that looks really good, but it just didn't hit it for me. So I probably will not be playing that again. But again, it was only I want to say $5 or something. So it really wasn't expensive, at least not for me. And I want to try them. I want to try these games out. And yeah, I probably, won't be playing that, or maybe I will. I don't know. Probably not, though. The next game that I played is another game by Marvelous called Deadcraft. So, Deadcraft is what you get when you cross a farming sim with a zombie apocalypse type game. And it is as wild as you would think, as your imagination is thinking. It's just so silly. It really is silly. A catastrophic event happens to the Earth in which the Earth is bombarded by meteors, and inside the meteor is a bacteria that makes dead things rise from the ground, and so yeah, you have this guy it's 100 years in the future, and there's this guy named Reed, and that's who you are, and you're in the settlement at the bottom of this giant silo or something, and at the top of the silo is where all these the lords of this area live. So you got this sort of pseudo what would be called pseudo Fists of the North Star kind of setting, but there's no martial arts or anything. And you go out and you fight zombies and you fight bandits and raiders, but there is a stamina gauge, there is a hunger gauge, there is a water gauge, and you have to plant your resources. So it's a resource gathering farming type sim, but the hook or the I guess you'd call it the hook or the gimmick is you plant zombie parts, and the zombies will grow into hordes of zombies that you can then utilize. You can put them to work on your farm. You can take them out on battles. So yeah, you're running around with zombies, and then I guess you can add the zombie parts onto you, and it's it's a bit of a mess of ideas, and it has this sort of like cell shaded. It reminded me a lot of the look of God Hand, which was interesting because it looks retro old, but it's a new game. So I don't know why they did that, or if that was something that they meant to do, probably. But it looks like they purposely made it look ugly and grotesque and stuff and everything else. And you're this guy named Reed, and you're kind of like a rough and tumble guy, and blah blah blah. And you tried to fight these 4, bosses, and you got your ass kicked, and you escaped, and you tumbled down. Now you're at the bottom, and you have like this little plot of land, and that's it. So I mean, it's interesting because they added this little hook or this gimmick to it, but it's not a looker. I don't know why they chose this style. Like, it looks like it would, like the style that they're going for makes it look apocalyptic and all this other stuff, but I just don't know. It's not, definitely not a looker, but I think that's done on purpose. And I don't know. It's just, if you like farm sims and you want something that's different, meaning, you have these zombies that you kill, and then you harvest, and then you plant, and then you have like a zombie horde, well, then maybe you'll like it. I'm really in the beginning, so I don't really know too much of what the story is going to be about. But at this point, it's just a revenge tale, and I don't know how into it I am for that. But for right now, it's very interesting. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll play a little bit more of it. It's definitely one of those games that you can just kind of put on and just, mess around and see what's going on. But if you're not into farm sims, then you probably won't like it. Although the one good thing about it is it's not super hardcore with the farm sim elements. Like you get a lot of resources to replenish your health and your energy and stuff like that. So, and you have a pretty decent health bar. So it doesn't really penalize you like a lot of the other ones do. So you can actually run around and do stuff and not feel as though, oh my God, now I'm out of energy, I have to go. So you could take that. But if you want to try it, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. So it's just kind of like, I wanted to try it. It was on sale, and so I did it. Sue me. And then I was looking under the free games because I have a lot of friends who like their free games. They like free games. They're out there, living their best lives with their free games. And I figured, you know what? Let me go see what the free offerings are. And I love puzzle games. And the match 3s, the match 4s, and those matching games, I love them. And there was an old school series that I really liked, the Puzzle Quest games, and I played them a ton on my, I want to say, DS. I played them a lot on my DS, and there was like there was a matching 3 game, and they had like a Space Quest one, and they had the Puzzle Quest or Adventure Quest, and so they had one that was all about like spaceships and going in, and they're all pseudo RPGs that have this match 3 mechanic and how that's how you fight your enemies and stuff and your other ships and whatnot. Well, I found that they have PlayStation or PSN has Puzzle Quest 3, and it's a free player game. And I was like, oh, cool. Let me try this. So I downloaded it and I started playing it. And sure enough, it was like that old Puzzle Quest vibe that I was getting, although it's now on my console. And it's fun. You can play it against people. You can play the story. But yeah, it reminded me of that old school, match 3 puzzle games, and I really enjoy it. Is it gonna win any awards? No. Is it hella janky? Yes. But I just love that type of game. So I can put that on and just literally chill out, put some music on and just do match threes and read this silly ass story that they're doing. So I'm really enjoying it. If you want a free game, that's a nice puzzle game that's just super chill. I would definitely recommend. You could literally do worse than this game. And they have different classes. What was that?
Have you checked out Marvel Puzzle Quest? I know that's on mobile, right?
I have not played it. I have not played that. I haven't even heard of it. The only thing that I've heard for Marvel is Rivals and Snap. Those are I haven't played Rivals, but I have played Snap because it's a collectible card game and it's pretty fun. But a lot of the matches were samey, and so I got kind of tired of it. So I took a break from it. So I'm a couple months out. Because I was playing it pretty hardcore for a couple months there, and then I just kind of had to put it to the side. So I still have it, but I don't play it as much as I used to. But yeah, if they have like a Marvel sort of puzzle game, I might have to check that out, especially if it's on mobile. It'll give me something to do when I'm on the train on my way to work. So yeah,
it's actually licensed. It's by the developers of Puzzle Quest. It's been out since 2013. So
I had no idea. Didn't even know. So I'll have to check it out. Thanks, Joe.
All right, no problem.
And then the last game that I've been playing is a throwback. I don't know why I'm playing it. I've always enjoyed it, and I just put it on when I want something to do, and that is Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. So, yeah, I popped that bad boy back in, and I started playing it. I don't know why. It's just one of those. I really enjoy the gameplay. I really enjoy the combat. I think it has one of the best combat systems ever created. Wizards feel strong. The thieves feel strong. The warriors feel strong. The one thing about that, I think this game is really good. I think the game is really good, and I'm glad that it came back, and I'm glad that I could play it. I mean, it's. Given regardless of all of its craziness and its history and all the crap it went through, I think it's still a really good game. And I wish that we would get something else like it. It doesn't have to be this one, that game, but something like it. I really do believe that it has one of the best, just one of the best combat systems. The story was a bit, a bit convoluted, but I enjoy it. So. I'll play it for a little while. Will I beat it? Probably not. Every now and then I just start playing it because it's fun. And I think sometimes you just play games because they're fun, and it's not about beating it. It's just about playing it and enjoying the systems that they have. And this is definitely one of those games. So
have you thought about maybe buying or checking out the DLC, the Fatesworn?
I already have it. I have all that.
Right on, because the thing about the DLC is that it was made and developed like years later when they did the Re-Reckoning version. I've always been curious about that because they kind of brought some of the original developers back to the table for them to be able to work on this remaster and then also to be able to do the DLCs. So it's been on my wish list for a while, but I might join you. I know even though it's not a multiplayer game. It's a game I've always enjoyed, and I've played on numerous consoles and also on PC. So,
yeah, I think it's definitely worth it
for sure.
So, but those are the games that I've been playing. So I'm gonna kick it over to Kev. Kev, what have you been playing, buddy?
So I've been doing a couple different things. I went back and played Ys Nordic's demo, and I didn't finish it because I kind of messed up on the where I chose to do my hard save, and I kind of screwed myself in that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye out for this one for the Black Friday deals going forward, and I'll probably pick it up. I wasn't in love with the combat at first try, but I got pretty far in the demo, and it started building upon the systems, the base systems that it had, and I'm kind of starting to vibe with it. Is it Relink? No, but nothing is really Relink to be put honestly. But it does have its own. What do I want to say? It does have its own feel, and it does have its own unique style in the combat. So I think I'm going to be keeping an eye out for that. Hopefully, maybe get it on as some type of discount coming up in the next week or two. Been playing some EDF and Helldivers 2. I am 88 missions in now.
Wow.
In EDF, I've still haven't finished the base games. There's a lot of missions. There's a lot of missions. But what it's doing now is, and I can't really blame them because there's only so much you can really do. What the game is doing now is that it's doing this time loop thing where it's putting you back in older levels or levels that you've already played and having you fight and basically remixing the enemies on that level. And they're saying, oh, you've traveled back in time.
Oh, wow. They have time.
Yeah. We got the time travel thing going on. But you know what? I'm going to give this one a pass because it is EDF. And it's like, how do I really expect them to come up with 100+ different unique levels to play in when the whole thing is you're dealing with demolished cities and, you know, the droids and the androids and giant ants have basically destroyed everything, and you got kaiju walking around laying waste to everything. So I'm going to give them a pass on that. But still enjoying EDF 6. It's great. Helldivers 2 is also great. I have upped my level ranking to hard, and I'm fighting both automatons and bugs on hard. Still haven't completed the mission with the evac yet. I'm still getting lit up and wasted, particularly with the bugs. The bugs are kicking my butt a little bit harder than the automatons are, surprisingly. I think that's happened because I just haven't been fighting the bugs as often as I have the automatons, because I have really good anti-automaton weapons now, and they're very, very effective. But I'm still getting clobbered by the automaton. But I'm putting up more of a fight there than I am with the bugs. So I need to get reacquainted with the bugs because I'm fighting enemies now that I haven't encountered before. So I need to start taking them into account and actually like paying attention to what it is I'm going to be fighting before I just jump into a planet and making sure I'm properly equipped for it. Let's see what else. Kung Fury, which is a very simple, very basic, complete 80s spoof beat 'em up game that came out I don't know how many years ago. Very 80s vibe, kind of like oh gosh, what's his name? Emilio Estevez type.
Did you watch the short film that's based on?
I think I did, but I don't remember too
much
about
it. Long time ago. It was so good. So silly.
So they came out with DLC for that game. And
that's great.
The DLC is amazing because you can play as David Hasselhoff.
Oh Lord!
And they make it is Hasselhoff. For whatever reason, they have him running around with a mic singing, and it is so retarded that it's hilarious. They also added a bonus. It's not really a change, a different mode to it. So now the game plays like a traditional side-scrolling beat 'em up, instead of just your character being roughly in the center of the screen and just moving to attack. Now you can walk from left to right, just like a traditional 2D beat 'em up. Still doing the same moves. Now you've got a super move that you can execute once you've beaten up enough people. It's man. it even has like bonus levels where David Hasselhoff will stop. He's in kit. They don't call it that, but that's what it is. He'll ask you. He'll offer to give you a ride, and that's the bonus level. So on the way to the beach, he'll say something like, "Oh, the street's crawling with Nazis. I hope we have the right kit to handle it." And so you're basically driving kit and you're running over these Nazis in the street, and it none of it makes any sense. It's they have this homage to, I don't know if it's Tron or something else, but you go into like this virtual world, and
Probably
then
Tron.
you go into the beach, and there's this part where you go to this beach and the Nazis have taken over this beachfront, and one of the, I think it's the Triceratops head dude, says, "It looks like no one's been watching this bay."
Oh, Baywatch. Hardy har.
Yeah, it's just I'm looking at this, and I have warped enough of a humor to find this lameness funny. It's great. It's about $9, I think. I personally, I think it's worth the cost of admission, particularly if you liked the original Kung Fury. The original mode is still there, and you can always go back and play the original mode, but the new mode with David Hasselhoff, it's got a new story mode with David being an integral part to that. It's also 2-player. I'm not sure if it's multiplayer online or if it's couch only. I honestly don't know, but you can do 2-player modes with the as a side scroller, which I think is pretty dope. And the other thing I've been playing is Rise of Ronin and Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2, I'm confronting the other enemy in the game and still kind of having fun with that. I'm still not in love with the difficulty in this game, because playing it the way I'd like to play it, because the counters are not as precise as they need to be, I can't get the proper cadence in the melee combat. And the level that I'm at, this is just a smidge below that, is too easy, so I'm kind of steamrolling everything. But I'm still enjoying the game. Honestly, I think the first game is better. But it's a good story. Combat is enjoyable enough, just not as precise as I would have liked. But I've also been playing Rise of Ronin, and my goodness, Rise of Ronin is, I'm because I'm not a normal human being, and I think I enjoy beating myself up in games. I'm playing on hard, and damn, Rise of Ronin is kicking my butt, but I have no fault with the game. It's me. It's like I gotta learn. You gonna learn these enemy patterns. Otherwise, it's your ass.
You gonna learn today, huh?
You gonna learn.
It's not Sekiro like crazy or anything, no, right?
Bro, I don't know, because I haven't fought the more crazy stuff yet. Because there are some enemies in this game that are kind of like Sekiro. I mean, you're not fighting a giant ape necessarily, but there's enemies that are like, and I haven't encountered them yet. You're going to be fighting like giant dudes, like not just big tough hombres like sumos. You're like giant dudes. I've seen that. I haven't encountered them yet, so I don't know if it's going to get any wilder than that, but I'm and I can't even tell you what level I'm on, because it's kind of an open world and you just kind of go where you want and do what you want. I'm trying to. I know that the mission that I'm doing right now is this inventor has had his camera stolen, and I'm trying to help him get it back. But in order to get it back, I've got to infiltrate this group of bandits that have taken over this dilapidated castle. And the boss of this castle is this sumo dude that basically just has a big club. Nothing unusual about him, but he has been treating me like new meat at the penitentiary. He has just been
like you owe money, huh?
It is just it's bad. And what's neat is that you have the option to bring either a computer controlled partner, or you can go online and have someone come in and assist you. I haven't done the online thing because me and randos have just never mixed well in any game. But the combat is fantastic. It's simple. The mechanics are simple. The thing that you have to remember is that the game wants you to utilize it's a parry, but they don't call it that. The triangle button it's actually an attack. If you can call it, it's a defensive attack, meaning that if you push the button and your opponent doesn't launch an attack to parry, you will hit and do damage to your opponent. But its real intention is just to parry. And what it does is it like Sekiro, it puts your opponent off balance. And when you put your opponent off balance, it sets them up for a high damage single strike. And this game doesn't pull any punches. Like you finish somebody off with a critical hit, and they're going to be losing limbs, heads more than once. I have some kind of way decapitated somebody's arms and head. It is very brutal, and I love it. I was kind of concerned about that in some of the marketing material. I think there is a meter to dial that down when you first start, and you can always go into settings if that's not your thing. But if you're demented like me and want to see that, you can have it present. It is a great game, but yeah, it's testing your boy because, I'm an old man and my reflexes ain't what they used to be, and these enemies will change up their attack patterns. They won't always. They're not always as predictable. Again, I'm playing on hard. But I'm having a ball with it. So
That's great.
As long as the masochism doesn't start to really get to me, and I do like what a normal person would and dial it down to normal, I'll keep playing it on the hard difficulty. But I'm really enjoying the game. Looks like the story is going to be very interesting too. It's a typical revenge story, but I like it. And playing it on the Pro. I did start the game on the base PS5, and going in on the Pro, definite, and this does have an official patch, definite improvement. Definitely see it in the frame rate, see it in the detail, see it in the graphic fidelity. I am playing on performance, but even that it's almost like night and day between the base and the Pro version of this game. I am thoroughly enjoying it. 60 frames per second. I'm not noticing any drops in the combat, regardless of what I'm doing. Great. It's just a really fun game. So
great.
Yeah. Outside of gaming, yesterday, took my wife to go see Heretic. Yeah, it's. I don't think either one of us really liked it all that much. It is it's a weird movie. I'm not even going to go in and because I mean I have to go into spoilers to do it, but basically this dude does this is doing this playing these mental games with these Mormon missionaries that come to visit his house. And the movie itself tries to be all deep and mysterious, like and it's anything but. So,
wow.
But yeah, that's what I have been up to for the past week. So I'm gonna pass the mic to Jabroni Chief. What you been doing, man? What you been playing?
As far as what I've been doing, well, first I want to add to you, Kev, because I'm grateful that happy you're playing the Ease series. So they have both Ease 8 and Ease 9 on PlayStation Plus Extra. So if you want to wait or check those out in the meantime while you're waiting for 10 to go on sale, that might be something you could do on there. And they're meaty games too. It's like I was looking, and I know Ease 8 is like 50 hours to beat with extras, and I think Ease 9 is like 40 hours to beat with extras. So there's enough meat there. So I definitely would recommend if take advantage with the extra and the premium, since we all have access to it. It's kind of.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably download it.
Yeah. There is some freebies too for Ease 10 that are available on the store. So if you want to grab those in the meantime before you buy the game, you could check those out too as well. So, Mr. Informative over here.
It's very informative. We appreciate you, Joe.
Of course, thank you. So as far as what I've been playing, a little bit. Hold on, real quick.
What you were playing? You even know, do you? You're like, I don't know.
I had another window open.
Oh, I thought you probably were playing. What was you playing? What'd you like to play? Turok, probably.
I have been playing.
It's on your list.
It is on my list. Yeah. Now Turok's been like kind of my game to play while I'm like hanging online and talking to you gents on there. So I still have been kind of dabbling in Turok a bit. So it's kind of almost like a meme in a way. So I almost like when I turn it on, I don't load my previous save. I just start from the beginning and kind of because I'm getting used to the patterns. And I actually was looking online to see where I could find the quote unquote secrets.
Here you go, folks. This is a man who bought a PlayStation Pro to play Turok. So just put that out there.
It's in my back catalog, sir. So it's running quite well. I'm gonna release a comparison video. We'll have PS4, PS5, and then PS5 Pro. We'll run them screen by screen by screen over here. I'll be making the content that people didn't know they wanted, but they will get.
They will love it.
So yeah, I'm still using my knife and slashing dinos in the neck, basically. So all that fun stuff. I've been playing Secret of Mana still, so it's still just like with Sea of Stars with you, Des. It's still been on my hey, I'm going up the mountain 1 inch at a freaking time. It seems like. So I want to kind of set the stage up for me to just go in, finish the game this next week. So hopefully next episode I will talk about getting to the end of that game. Going from there, I was just looking through my back catalog of games. I've been busy this past week, kind of getting the PS5 Pro set up in the entertainment center. I moved and de-dusted everything, so it's like everything is dust-free. Even that wonderful Xbox Series X, I even turned that system on to uninstall the games leaving Game Pass and move other games onto my hard drive. That's the only thing I ever do when I turn it on, is I just make sure my hard drive is full of good Game Pass content on there. But
that you don't play.
Yeah, I don't play. Yeah, I know.
But that's awesome. I'm glad that you're out here, living your best life.
I actually took out one of my PS3s and I have it connected in the front room as well. So I got that thing all set up and it's in there because I wanted to kind of think as far as what do I really want to play, and I started thinking, okay, would PS3 look good on an OLED? I think, give that a shot. Got the old dashboard for PS3 coming up, and check to see. One of my old consoles I grabbed, I had a disc in there. I didn't even realize that there was a disc inside. I had Virtua Tennis 4 in there, so it's like I'm looking to see what I could grab off my backlog that hasn't been brought to either PS4 or PS5 that I could play on the PS3. So, stuff like Infamous 2. I noticed I have Tokyo Jungle on that PS3 already downloaded, so maybe check out a couple RPGs. I got so much stuff to kind of pull from. So it's like, but I wanted to have access to it just in case if I decided to go and do so, kind of thing. So also been playing Earth Defense Force World Brother. So I fired that thing back up again because I saw Kev was playing EDF6. And that game is fun. I mean, I even was playing it a little bit before the podcast today, and it's just kind of funny with all the racial, brothers you get on there with the Amigo brother, and then I got the African brother, so.
Do they call him the Soul Brother?
Soul Brother number 1.
Safari brother. So.
Safari brother, really?
No, I think it's actually, it's a Safari sister, so pardon my French. So.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, and then they even had a cowboy, Cowboy Joe.
I could see
Cowboy brother. So Safari sister in.
They should have said Soul Sister. That I would have respected. I'd have respected that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Soul Sisters. Soul Sisters.
I don't know. I think for as far as what I found, as far as the characters so far, it just seems like it's kind of cool. As far as some of the different types, they have an astronaut in there, and the boost on the jump is just like crazy. So I mean, if you love EDF, I think it's a point that it might be something you might dig into, even though in the end it's not as meaty as per se a regular EDF game, but I don't consider it like being a bad side EDF game like Iron Rain or anything like that. So. But I'm looking at the list right now of some of the brothers and sisters you grab in this game, and they got some like Gacho sister, Dim Sum sister, Bear brother, no. Matador brother. So,
oh no! Okay.
Samba sister. So.
Oh, they're doing that Nintendo racism from Punch Out. Okay.
Yoga brother. So.
Well, yay.
I would love if either of you two wanted to join me, because we could play this multiplayer just in case all these brothers and sisters might entice you to give this bad boy a go or not. So
I mean, you could also play EDF6.
I could. I'd have it installed. So
I mean, now this is the what they call it, voxel graphics one, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just never really appealed to me. I respect what D3's doing and all that, maximizing the IP with trying different art styles and different variations of the common equation. But yeah, I'd rather just go for the straight dope than go for something cut.
You don't want to play with Dim Sum sister? Oh man. Tapioca sister? Panda brother?
I'd have to say no as well.
All right. Well, I'll enjoy this by myself. Listeners, come help me.
Enjoy it.
PlayStation Plus Extra. So
enjoy it, buddy.
So, but other than that, just still working on my setups. I'm aiming to have everything kind of ready to roll by the time Thanksgiving rolls around. So when Des makes his guest appearance in Fresno, I'll have everything kind of set up the way I want to have set up. I bought a desk like maybe about 8 weeks ago that I still haven't set up yet. So we'll see if I get that done. But I did happen to go to the theater and I saw a flick called Ghost Cat Anzu on here, and it's an animated movie. It's a Japanese animated movie, so it's kind of cool. Basically this big old cat, kind of like a giant ghost cat, and he's been like guarding this temple for like 30, 40 years. So he was a normal cat, and then he kind of transformed into a walking, talking ghost cat. So he's like, basically walking around on a bicycle. I mean, riding a bicycle, like doing some
crazy cat stuff.
Acupuncture. He's like an acupuncturist. Sitting there cracking people's back and stuff, so making money. And this whole thing is that the whole premise of the movie is that the grandfather that watches the temple, his son comes back with his 10-year-old daughter, and basically leaves her there because he's running from the mafia. And she's just interacting with the ghost cat. And thing about it is her mom passed away, and so shenanigans happen, and they happen to go to the spirit realm and to go see her mom, and so a lot of shenanigans happen then from there. But the animation I felt was quite good. So, and basically it's like if you guys want to check it out, I definitely would recommend it. It's actually showing in the theaters too, so both in dubbed and subbed. I happen to see the dubbed on there, but kind of reminds me of a Japanese Garfield, if you want to think about that, so
Garfield doing acupuncture.
Yeah, walking, talking cat, walking like on his 2 feet, walking around, in fact, even the grandfather of the temple is like yelling at the cat, that ain't a litter box. He's sitting there just peeing wherever he wants to pee, farting. He's farting on people. So it's like, you imagine if you Peter Griffin as a cat, basically a ghost cat. So
fun.
Family cat,
you got it. So, but, that's what I've been up to this past week. So
cool.
All right, that's great. So we're going to move on to our next topic on the docket. We got our Vessel Line responses coming at you right now. So once again, mic passed to Dez.
All righty, everybody. So the question that we had for this week was, are you going to buy the Switch 2? Why or why not? Let us know your thoughts, and we'll discuss them on our next episode. And we got some responses, and we're super happy. One of the responses that we got was from longtime listener Goonie, who says, going to wait for reviews. What? Which is a good policy when buying anything, really. Not necessarily, my friend, because reviews are much like butts. Everyone has one, and they all stink. He says, I want to see what, if any, performance increases back compat games will get. One of the main reasons I would purchase a Switch 2 near launch is to work through my backlog of Switch games. Same here. I would also want to see reviews covering the screen. The last rumors I saw said the launch Switch 2 will not have an OLED screen. That's silly. Joe was kind enough to let me have a look at his OLED Switch, and even though it's not a more powerful version, the colors were so much more vibrant. I know the LCD screen on the Switch 2 will be much improved, but if reviews say that it's still a step below the OLED, I may just wait for an OLED revision to come out. Would you like to speak on that, Joe? Is it truly going to be an LED screen and not an OLED?
It's been rumored that it's not supposed to be, but who knows what's going on with it right now.
I mean, that sounds crazy, though, that they wouldn't keep it an OLED screen.
Well, then you can't bring out a OLED version of it later.
No, I get that. No, trust me, I get that. But my hope would be that they would, see that, hey, we're going higher. Let's, push it back up. So, I mean, because, well, I keep thinking because with people like Kev, whose Switch is a basically a box top unit that's not going to be going anywhere, having an OLED screen doesn't really matter for him. But for people who are going to be using it as a, when they're on en route somewhere or for commutes or whatnot, that could be a really, I don't want to say deal breaker, but it could be a deal breaker. Kev, are you like I was saying, does it matter if it's an OLED or not?
It doesn't matter to me because here's the deal. If I'm selling widgets, I would much rather sell you 2 widgets instead of 1. So that first iteration with the LCD is going to come out, and then a year and a half later, you drop the OLED. No changes. You maybe hit them with a fancy color, maybe hit them with the Switch 2 Lite. No real changes. You just kind of change some things. One is specifically used for handheld use only. The other one the other one remains docked. Not losing any money on it. You're not changing anything significant. You're reselling something that most of those people didn't already bought. And that's smart business. That's smart business. So I completely expect them to come out with an OLED variant. But as for me, I ain't buying nothing until I know that I can play Bayonetta 3 at a decent rate.
Smart. That's what you got to do. That's it. So, all righty. So John BT also stated, I have paused playing Switch games for the past year simply because I want them to run smoother. I also I'll buy a Switch 2 whenever it comes out just to get going on my Nintendo backlog. I personally don't care about the screen, as 90% of the time I'll leave it docked. See, there you go. And I would love to hear from folks out, our listeners. Either you can basically respond on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube, in the comments, like and subscribe and share if you do, because we are on YouTube. Let us know your thoughts. Do you keep it docked? Do you take it out with you? Does this LED screen, OLED screen make a difference to you? We would love to hear your thoughts. But yeah, I do both with mine. So part of me wants it to look as best as possible, especially, if we're finally going to get this 1080p, we're finally going to get something that looks amazing. So I'm a little disheartened by that. You were going to say something, Joe?
No, I just coughed. Actually,
I thought you were going to say something. That's why. But yeah, want to say thank you to Goonie and John BT for answering our question. We always love to hear back from our listeners. So please, go to our YouTube channel, go to our Discord, respond to either of them. Kevin will let you know at the end how you can join our Discord. But yeah, we love talking to our listeners, and we love putting these questions out there and answering them. So if you want to know our thoughts, please go listen to our last episode. So we normally do a main event and then a vessel line, but because Joe is such a video game, I was gonna say junkie, but I'll say aficionado. That sounds better.
What are you talking about, Willis?
What was that?
What are you talking about, Willis?
He really wants to talk about his Christmas. Christmas is coming up, but we're going to talk about his specific Christmas, and we're going to have our main event question right now. So we're going to actually talk about it. And the main event question that we have is, what Black Friday deals are you looking to splurge on? Jabroni has already started, so let us know what you got on our next episode. So please, let us know what you're going to be looking at. We're getting ready to have a discussion about the things that we have already got, things that we're looking for, and also to help steer you to possible some deals. So I'll start it off, and I'll say, for me personally, I have not started Black Friday buying yet, but I have started Black Friday looking and deals. On our Discord, we have a page that is specific, or a channel specifically for Jabroni's deals, the video game deals. Joe's always posting in there about deals, even off season. But it's a great place to look for deals. There's also a couple of people that Joe's going to let us know when he's giving his talk back about places that you can go on X and some other places. But some of the places that I think that you should look at when they're always talking about really good stuff is some people that I watch online on YouTube. One of them is Physical Paradise. His name is Jordan. He's a fantastic guy. I watch all of his stuff. Every Monday he does a list of all the Nintendo Switches. It's specifically Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of his stuff. But he talks about a lot of places that are giving deals and the new games that are coming out for the week. And one of the places that he was talking about specifically is VGP. VGP right now, Video Games Plus, is having a really good Black Friday deal in which they are selling their games, their Nintendo Switch games and their PS5 games for really cheap, basically. Really, really cheap. And yeah, you could definitely go on there, pick out some games. They started about, I want to say, a week and a half ago. So some of the games will be sold out, but there are still a lot of good games ready to be perused. Another one that Joe told me is Pix and Love. If you want to go get some, Switch games, they also have a couple of games on sale right now for their big Black Friday deals as well. But I have not bought any Black Friday deals yet. So when we talk about this on our next episode, I definitely, most likely, will have bought some games. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Kevin, who's going to talk about some things that he did, because I think we should end it off with Joe, because I think Joe's going to have a lot to let us know. He's going to do a big information dump. So I'll give it to Kev before we kick it off to Joe. So Kev, have you got any Black Friday deals, or what are some of the Black Friday deals that you're looking forward to from different stores?
I haven't gotten anything. The deal that I'm looking forward to probably the most, and that's only because it's the closest thing to what these deals used to be back in the day, is the Target 3 for 2, where you get two games the same price and you get a third one at well, I don't think they have to be the same price, but it just has to be within the price range of at least one of them. I think that's how it works. I really like the 3 for 2 deal from Target, so looking for that. And for movies, I don't know if Best Buy is going to be doing their Blu-ray movie things anymore. I don't even know if they carry Blu-rays anymore.
I think they do.
They do? Okay, so hopefully they'll do their usual deep cut on movies. Definitely want to get Godzilla Plus One. There's probably the what was that? Deadpool Wolverine movie.
Yeah, definitely worth a purchase.
Yeah. So those are probably the two that I'm going to be looking to score for deep discount. But that's really it. But mostly that Target deal. So I'm hopefully we'll have some word from that coming up next week.
Cool. All right, Joe, let us have it, buddy.
As far as what I'm looking for, it just depends. It's just I'm just looking for anything that maybe is interesting that's within like $20 or less on there. You know, a lot of these indie titles that maybe I'm not interested in buying for $40. You know, especially if it's a Metroidvania or something on there. You know, it's something to where if I see it within my price range, especially since these games in question had low print runs to begin with, you know, maybe not as bad as like a NIS game, America title or anything like that, but it's something to where once it goes out of stock, I don't know if they're going to make any more per se. So, you know, that's why I'm trying to take a look to see what's on there, and of course anything within that price range. So I feel like picked up so far just a few games, like Wildermyth for PS5, still runs the deep for PS5. Picked up what else here? Also picked up a few things from Best Buy: Last Faith, El Paso Elsewhere, and Yars Rising, which is that Metroidvania that's kind of inspired by Yars Revenge on there from Atari. So that's what I've kind of bought so far. I did also pick up some games from PM Studios. I picked up My Time in Sandrock for $20, and I picked up a PSVR 2 game called Captain Toonhead. But as far as what I'm looking for, I mean, pretty much, like I said, just smaller titles. There's some good, decent stuff out there, though. Sales really started like earlier today here on Sunday on the 17th on there. So if you guys haven't checked any of the Best Buy or GameStop stuff, I mean, they got games that I've already picked up previously, but like Avatar, the Ubisoft game, is like $20 for PlayStation 5. I think that's a good deal. I think that's a good game to go out and check out. Outer Wilds, the Archaeologist edition, the one with the DLC. If you want to pick that up for Switch, it's like $20. The PS5 version actually was supposed to have the DLC on disc, but they made a printing error. So if you do buy that for PS5, kind of be wary of that. So I know, Kev, the game you played before, Trepang, is on sale as well for $25. And there's a few other games, just to take a look out there. I don't know if you even want to check it out, Kev, with the PS5 Pro compatibility, but the Crew Motorsport, I think, is $15.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's worth a dive into. I know that Walmart had it for $15. So, and they also had like the Atari 50 anniversary celebration. They had the expanded edition for $30 at both GameStop and Amazon and Best Buy. So. And I already own the original. I think a lot of us do here, but it might be worth a go. And then if you want to play Liza P, I know if you don't have Game Pass, it's like $40 on both Amazon and Best Buy and GameStop. So there's deals out there. There's just check out Wario64 on either Twitter or Blue Sky and see what's available. I also picked up, I forgot, I bought this last night at GameStop. I picked up the Talos Principle 2 for $15. So, I usually don't play a lot of puzzle games. I know you bought that for Paul previously, the first one.
I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's something I think worthy of $15. Cult of the Lamb is also like $20 as well. So
yeah, it's on sale.
So I mean, there's plenty out there just in case you want to pick up some things, even stuff like Skull and Bones is on sale. Oh my god. Oh my god. But they have like Broforce for like $15 just in case you want to bro it up with someone, even though it's like it's a whole backlog game, of course, but this you want to grab something and whatnot. Games that made me kind of wrinkle my eyes a little bit. They had that Hellboy game, Web of Word, where I saw it available for $30. I was like going, oh my god, like do I want to buy this? It's reviewed so horribly. So
no, you don't.
Yeah, I did not buy that. So
what? Okay.
Yeah. They also have Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remastered on sale for like $20. So if you want to go back and play those old prior Tomb Raiders, you can on there. So there's stuff out there. I'm looking for more stuff to maybe show up closer to Black Friday, like maybe Dragon Age and a few other things. I'm looking maybe also to see if I could pick up some PSN credit on the cheap. Probably the best thing to do if you're a GameStop Pro member is that you get 5% off currency at GameStop, and you could do that either online or in store to be able to buy currency in store to be able to get 5% off. So I was looking to grab some credit so I could pre-order Dark Tide because I'm thinking you're going to be pre-ordering it and downloading that from day one, right? Right, Des?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I was looking to see if I could grab some PSN credit and maybe stack a little discounts because if I get 5% off at GameStop and then get the 10% pre-order discount to buy Dark Tide, I could kind of take advantage of that as well. So, but that's what I've been looking for. I know that BGP, like you mentioned, Des, have some other games. They have Fight and Rage for like $18.
Fight and Rage.
It's a good game.
Yeah, so definitely we'll talk about next episode and see what you guys are out there looking for. if I know I saw some rumors, and I don't have it in the news, but we'll have to see once PlayStation announces their deals for Black Friday. I know that PSVR 2, God forbid, is getting a ginormous discount. So I've heard that the Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle, which was retailed for $600, is going to be down to $349, I think. So. So yeah, they're definitely taking a big cut. The PS5 digital is supposed to be $379.99. There is a Fortnite bundle, I believe, out there that's going to be out, making its way out to the masses. So I mean, I think PlayStation's doing what they need to do to try to sell consoles. So I'm kind of surprised that Xbox doesn't have a Call of Duty bundle of some sort. But God forbid they want to compete. But who knows? So
everything is an Xbox, sir.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, but we'll talk about these Black Friday gets, and hopefully, if you guys let us know what you're on the hunt for, let us know what you grabbed or are going to grab, and kind of go from there. We always like to talk about deals on this podcast, as you all know. So, and I'll put anything spicy or interesting in the Discord if need be, if you're a Discord member as well. On there, there's been some crazy ass pre-built deals I've seen too for PCs. So like PCs in the $600 to $700 range. So a lot of people posting this is better than the PS5 Pro. You know, these online shitlords over here. So, so
no one ever asked them if they purchased that PC for their own personal use.
Nope,
they never do. That's kind of it. So Joe, anything else you want to give to our listeners?
As far as what advice for Black Friday?
Yeah.
Just like I said, just keep an eye out, and we'll talk about more on next episode. You know, so I think we've pretty much covered that, and then some with a dollop of cream and a cherry on top. So
that's true, and we're gonna feast the next time we speak. So you know what follows me. It's the Jabroni Gaming News.
All right, thank you, Des.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, so first thing we want to talk about on this very episode is going to happen to cover good old Microsoft. So, and basically Phil has gone out and done a little bit of kind of putting out there as far as what's going on with Microsoft moving forward on here. So first thing I kind of wrinkled my eye out a little bit is Desmond's anticipated title, Avowed.
Yep.
So they announced a $90 version on the store, premium edition. Basically, this is the digital edition. So the premium edition on Xbox store includes skins, a digital art book, and early access. So they're offering 5 days early access. So if you happen to be an Xbox Game Pass member, you could get that early access for only $30. So on there, just in case you want to play it 5 days early and get some extra doodads on there. But you were able to play it day one on Xbox Game Pass regardless. So, but also too, another thing that kind of got people's eyebrows up a little bit, for $94.99, you could buy the Avowed Premium Edition with a Steelbook. So you get 2 premium skin packs for your companions. You get a letter from the developer saying thank you for buying our game. You get a digital art book and soundtrack and a map and a slip in the game with a code that you could download the game with. So for $94.99, you'll be able to enjoy your game downloaded from the Xbox Cloud on there. So I mean, I know in a way, I mean, it's physical is going the way of the dodo and so on and so forth. But I don't know if I'd want to pay $95 for a steelbook with a slip in the box. You know, the steelbook traditionally is supposed to hold a disc of some sort. So, you know, I think if they really wanted to put some value, maybe they could have put the full entire soundtrack on like the CD or something, but they're all digital with that as well, and the digital art book as well. So, I mean, for Desmond, for $95 is, even if it was $9.49, would it be something you'd be interested in?
No. Sorry. It's just not where my head is at. So, no.
So, it's just the problem is most physical collectors, they want to have the disc. And so it's just, Microsoft keeps doing this with their big game projects. Like Starfield had a premium steelbook for the expansion that you could buy for $30. You got the steelbook with no disc and a code in the box. I want, and it's probably it sucks. It's like this steelbook that came out for Starfield just said Starfield expansion on it with like no just like a generic like starry background with no other like whiz-dang-do graphics or anything like that. So
they could just go to Staples and just put a code in an envelope.
And, he's not wrong, y'all.
and just hey, you go to GameStop or wherever, they just give you an envelope with it printed on a piece of paper. Save all that plastic, save all that printing.
That's just if they're going to release a physical item like a steelbook with a collector's edition, or a premium edition, just put a disc in there. But far be it from me. But, I think most Xbox owners like myself and Dez, we're going to play this on Game Pass regardless. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd want to go out and spend $95 to say I have it permanently in my like library, because of the fact that by the time things go around, you could probably buy this game for a song and the dance. So, we'll have to see. But any thoughts on Avowed's launch or prices or anything like that, Des?
No, I mean they're trying to get as much money as they can. So I'm not surprised by it, but at the same time I'm like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. But again, I'm gonna play it how I can on my potato and my Spud, the Xbox Spud, and I'm going to wait until it comes out on my preferred platform, which is PlayStation, and it probably will. So I can almost guarantee it.
We kind of joked that the disc special edition will probably come out for PS5 at some point with a game disc included with the steelbook and all that. So
I mean, you never know. Like you never know. You never ever know.
When you pay the bills, you get those extras.
So would you buy this package, Desmond, if it came out for PS5 with a disc in the box in the steelbook case?
Yes.
See,
I would. Dude, that's the thing. It's like I don't know what Xbox and Microsoft are doing, but okay, this is what you want to do. All right, have at it.
All right. So in an interview with GameFile with Stephen Totillo, he mentioned the fact that Avowed was not delayed due to quality concerns. We didn't move it because Obsidian needed the time. Phil Spencer stated, he basically said, Matt Booty and I, when we sit there and plan out, we talk about game release dates with the Game Pass team. We said, okay, let's make sure we pace this out a little bit better. So they basically moved it to February when Monster Hunter Wilds and other titles are coming out, so that Avowed has its own open window in the Game Pass catalog. So, so they did comment the fact that Avowed will be similar in length to the Outer Worlds, and I'll have 10 different endings on there. So. Also, Phil Spencer commented that he said that he expressed a dislike of manipulative expansions that don't offer players a unique point of view. So what he was talking about that is that he's against like publishers going out there and maybe cutting a portion of the game aside for an expansion and basically just like making more money off of expansions per se. So.
Yay, feels for everybody.
You got it. So, but He did make the rounds. He made a separate Bloomberg interview talking about the Xbox is still open to more acquisitions, stating that. So they said we definitely want to be in the market. We'll keep our heads up for potential company buyouts on there. So Microsoft's still hungry for some market share if need be. They were interested in deals that might add quote unquote geographic diversity, such as studios in Asia. He is interested in buying another mobile company to add those acquired with the Activision Blizzard deal, even though I know they recently just closed a mobile studio, I think about 2 weeks ago. So
can we work on what we got already? Can we get that? Can we get that going for money?
I think he wanted to maybe buy a mobile developer that is in China or in Asia. That way he kind of angled towards that market. But then the Phil Spencer roulette interviews, he also stated that that they're definitely going to be doing more consoles, he stated. So people were asking about the mid-gen refresh. Yeah, even though with Xbox's new marketing campaign, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there is a marketing campaign with Black Sheep as the backing track. Of course, you
can get with this and you can get with that.
Yep, you got it. And so, yeah, they said that this is an Xbox, your screen's an Xbox.
Here's an Xbox. That's an Xbox. What? Come on.
So I can't with them.
That is so lame.
I can't with them. Sorry.
He did state that we'll definitely do more consoles in the future and other devices. Other devices may refer to the off-reported Xbox handheld, but Phil Spencer made a statement in his interview with Jason Schreier, and Bloomberg said it was in the pipeline, but it's still likely years away. So he was asked by Rolling Stone if Xbox would release a mid-gen console similar to the PS5 Pro. He was less definitive, appearing to suggest he didn't think the difference in performance was worth it. So we think about hardware that can create unique value for our players or creators on our platform. We don't need to do incremental hardware for our own benefit. Does a new device really give you a unique experience on screen in some way? It's less like the old days going from the original Xbox to 360, that standard definition to high definition. Now it's harder to show the benefits. So he did confirm with Bloomberg that they are working on handheld gaming prototypes, saying that expectation is that we would do something in the category. Longer term, I love us building devices. I think our team would do some real innovative work, but we want to be informed by learning and what's happening now on here. So, and then last but not least, in an interview with another outlet, which is, I think, with Bloomberg again, saying he does not see any sort of red lines in our portfolio that says thou must not. Basically, so he's basically saying that everything in the Xbox Game Studios catalog is on the table to come to either the Switch or PlayStation platforms in the future. So,
I told you.
Yep. So, but that's basically what this whole round robin of interviews that he is saying that Xbox is very healthy right now, that that they're making money.
No, Microsoft is very healthy right now. Microsoft Gaming is very healthy right now. Xbox is on life support. Cut the cap.
Yeah. So Microsoft Game Studios is doing all right, but yeah. I go to Walmart, I go to GameStop, and Xbox is just sitting there. The section is just collecting dust.
Oh, Phil.
So, what you guys' comment or thoughts about all this Xbox business?
I think Phil is out here trying to keep this money flowing. He's trying to make everything sound good. Sell it. Get out here, sell it.
One thing I want to talk about.
On the digital hose stroll, Phil.
Pretty much.
One thing I want to talk about, I mentioned to Kevin last week, but there was some kerfuffle about the Bloomberg interview. Yeah, because what happened is that they took photographs of Phil doing the interview, and he was in basically talking from a white background, and he looked kind of like, a little bit older and maybe not as like tanned and groomed like he usually is. And it is like,
the man looks sick. He looks sick.
He looked kind of tired.
You say some of the shine been knocked out this man's cheeks?
I know, but there was a lot of like beef. Kevin was telling me that there was some Xbox fanboys on X basically causing beef with Schreier, saying, "How come you taking pictures of Phil in a bad light with a white background?"
You know what? I'm gonna give the bots this one. I'm gonna give the bots this one because if you want to capture somebody in their worst light, you use you high exposure in a white room.
Oh yeah.
That was, I don't know what Schreier was trying to pull on that. I honestly don't know why Phil's handlers let him be photographed in that kind of environment, to be honest. It doesn't make anybody look good. Nobody looks good in that kind of light. And but no, I maybe it was, we're going to put the purification of light on this charlatan who's been telling half truths and lies to the public for the past 2.5, 3 years. I don't know if that was the kind of message he was trying to say, but that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool.
Phil, save us, Phil. Captain Save a Phil. Come on, Phil. Nah, I don't know what's going on with Phil.
No, Phil is doing what he's doing what he's supposed to do. His role is to tell whatever. His job is to roll out Satya's plan, because this is no longer his plan.
Oh no.
Xbox has been taken out of his hands.
Oh yeah. He's just cashing checks.
Think if there is any future in Xbox as a console, it's going to be whether what's that lady's name?
Sarah Bond?
Sarah, I think it's going to be Sarah Bond's project. If there is a future for a traditional set-top console that's going to wear the name of Xbox, I think it's going to be Sarah Bond who is going to bring it to fruition if she is given the green light, if she can come up with a business plan that Satya thinks is going to be verifiable in any way. But I can tell you one thing. I think whatever her business plan that she would have to come up with, it's going to have to be really, really impressive, because I honestly don't see Satya changing course, because nobody's buying their games.
Nope.
Nobody's buying their games. People are waiting and talking about Game Pass. That is the thing that, as when this whole program started and folks were starting to point out, look, when you devalue your content, nobody is going to buy it. And people were kept being told, no, Game Pass is going to incentivize people to buy games. So you gonna play a $65, $70 game for free, and then you're gonna turn around and buy it, because why? That's just bad economics. If I'm gonna give you something, hey, I'm gonna give you this steak dinner for free, you're gonna turn around halfway through the meal and say, okay, I'm ready to pay the bill? People don't work that way.
Yeah. Maybe there should be like a Xbox tip jar or something.
Oh Lord, get out of here, Joe. Tip jar. Hey Phil, you're looking a little sad, a little washed out.
You hear the coin op sound effect when you do the donation.
I mean, that's kind of what when you play free games and you buy a skin, I mean, that's kind of like a tip jar, I guess. So.
And plus, you're paying the initial subscription fee, the Game Pass as well. So and
it's not free. So
yeah, there's some stuff too. I mean, they did talk about some games too, as far as South of Midnight looks promising as far as what was talked about. Stalker 2 is out next week, so a lot of people have been waiting for that. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of numbers it's going to do, because that game has always been like kind of a niche, like kind of a tactical like FPS, that people, it's not necessarily the most mainstream game per se. So I think it has more traction on PC than it does on consoles. So I mean, either of you two, are you going to play Stalker 2 at all, Des? Or are you going to check that out?
I've never played any of the Stalkers, so
yeah.
It'd be hard. I mean, I'll definitely look at the screenshots, and I'll look at the video, and I'll look at gameplay, and then I will go from there. But to tell you the God's honest truth, I don't know what the Stalker games are. So I mean I kind of know what they are, but at the same time I have never played any of them. So
yeah, they're similar to
it would be wasted on me.
It'd be similar to the Metro series. You basically, I know the original Stalker was based in like Chernobyl, where you basically were playing like a FPS like soldier that had to monitor radiation levels quite specifically. Kind of has some Fallout vibes a little bit too as well. But I mean, way super serious. Super serious. So.
Yeah, and again, I wasn't really into FPSs back then, but now that I can basically stomach them and they're okay, then yeah, I might definitely try it, but it would be like on a sale or something, because again, I'm not really into stuff like that. But
yeah, one thing about Stalker 2 too as well is that there's a 6-month exclusivity window for Xbox. It's coming out for
cool
PlayStation in 2025 at least.
Well, then it'll give me something to look forward to, I guess, right?
Yep, you got it. So
it's all coming. It's like the game in the short term that I'm interested in is South of Midnight, but it'll come to the PlayStation as well.
Don't worry about
it. Aren't they releasing that one in February too?
No release date for
no
South
release
of Midnight.
Date? Okay.
Yeah. Right now.
Hopefully they don't, because February is jam packed, and that's the shortest month of the year.
According to their announced dates, as far as games coming out, Avowed's coming out on February 18th, and then South of Midnight just has a 2025 date. Doom: The Dark Ages, which is coming out multi-platform, also listed for 2025, and then Fable, if it actually comes out, we'll have to see. But I'm guessing, I know Doom's going to be multi-platform. I'm assuming Fable's going to be multi-platform on launch too. But
there's no reason to have the Xbox then, because I had been threatening to get rid of this thing for a while. I finally did it when the Pro dropped, but literally, and that's the reason why with the whole business model, the entire business model would have to change for them to go ahead and launch a set-top traditional console. Really, Xbox has painted themselves into the corner that if they are going to release hardware, the only hardware type that makes sense would be a portable, would be a handheld, because there is literally no value in the Xbox console anymore.
The only way I could see them, and I think I mentioned this before in a previous episode, they could release a PC. If they're going to release a handheld, they're going to have Xbox on there, and you're going to be able to sideload Steam and other like stores onto your handheld. So if they actually created a Windows PC with an Xbox like OS front end on there that they could sell, that basically is all intents and purposes a PC set-top box that's running a truncated version of Windows labeled as an Xbox OS, meaning that it's easy for you to be able to do everything on screen. I just don't know if Microsoft has the scratch or the design chops to come up with something as
I would hope so
smooth as Valve and they've done with the Steam Deck. So,
well, Valve couldn't make the Steam box work.
Yeah,
they tried that, and I honestly think that Valve puts a great deal, has put a great, even though I'm not the biggest. I'm gonna take a second look at this Steam Deck because I've been kind of hemming and hawing about it because I can't play my free to play beat 'em ups on it because it doesn't incorporate the Windows kernel effectively the way it is now, and I gotta wait for the dual boot and all that other stuff. But I'm gonna take a second look at the Steam Deck and like utilize it in its most basic form just as a device to play Steam games on and just kind of look at it like that for the time because literally it's just sitting here and it's not being utilized. So, but I just do not see them you putting in that. I mean, these people can't get their own storefront to run right. And you're going to and they're going to try and convince folks to buy a set top side loading console that can side load Windows and have it all be done without having to plug in a keyboard and a mouse and have it be fully functional just with a controller. I don't think they had. I don't. Unless they would have to have Apple. They would have to outsource the complete operation of that to Apple or somebody like that to have them do it with any sort of panache or ease of use. It's just not in them to do it. So I see their only way forward if they're going to put a device out is a handheld where you can treat it like the ROG Ally. And it's just a handheld computer, and I'll just throw Windows on, and I can do this, and I can do that, and I can do the third, and side load this, and play my free beat 'em ups on it that way.
Well, that does make more sense.
Yeah, the ROG Ally, I mean, and those type of handhelds, I mean, I know that they're on sale during Black Friday too, so that might be something to take a look at for you, Kev, but I know we're kind of waiting. I think all of us are waiting to see what the side load is and kind of go from there. But I'm definitely wanting to get back into my Steam Deck a little bit myself.
Same.
So maybe we'll do like a month of Steam Deck like we did with the month of Xbox.
I'm actually, to tell you guys the honest truth, I'm actually okay with that if you wanted to do that. And really, because I have one, I use it as a desktop. And I just have not utilized it at all. So I really think that would be a good idea. So yeah, I plan the last one. I'll let you plan this one, and we'll try it. I'll definitely try it with you, because I really want it. I really want to get it done. Sounds weird if I do. So.
Well, with Monster Hunter coming out in February, I mean, probably if we're gonna do it, we'll probably do it in January. So.
Yeah.
Well,
let me know.
We'll do. All right. So, any other thoughts on Xbox before we move on?
Nah.
Okay. All right. So, another news story I thought was kind of interesting is that Rockstar has finally updated Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy Definitive Edition. So, they did a quote unquote major graphical upgrade to the game. So the patch came out of the blue on Tuesday and made notable improvements to all of the games in the collection. So, and so what they've done here also too is that the original developers of Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy Definitive Edition, was a company called Grove Street Games. And so what they wound up doing is that they basically removed all of the credits in the game for Grove Street because of the fact that they fumbled the conversion so bad. They removed any mention of them in the updated patch. So
you're like, get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah. Basically, when they brought out the mobile versions had a different company that did some of the handling on it. It was done by Video Games Deluxe, a team made by the former members of LA Noire developer Team Bondi. So basically what they did is they took all the work that they did on the mobile versions and updated the console versions. So they basically removed all reference to Grove Street games on there. So of course, people are kind of up in arms about them removing Grove Street's kudos on the game as credits on the game, but at the same time, it was kind of cock-a-doodle when it first came out. So I mean,
it was very cock-a-doodle when it first came out.
Cock-a-doodle-doo? No, cock-a-doo-doo. So it made me even think about, because I know I saw the game on sale for $30. I don't even think $30 is something I would want to pay to play this on my current gen console. So what would be a good price in your guys' mind? Like $15 maybe?
Yeah, $14.99. I think that's good.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Rockstar's never going to go that low.
And with this update, I would actually be interested in playing it as long as those glitches have been addressed, because that product had some of the wildest glitches, game-breaking glitches I've ever seen in a recent game release product. They were hilarious, but
you don't want it to be like that.
It was like y'all didn't even try.
Nope.
Yep. According to the article, it says they used odd character models and complete lack of fog, issues with rain effects. Remember when it was raining inside cars and stuff?
Yeah. The rain was just like static.
It was like a sheet. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I own all the originals, so I mean, God forbid I maybe fire up a PS2 and play those, but we'll see from there. I've never played San Andreas. I've played all the other games in that collection, so.
Oh, San Andreas is so good. So good.
I might have to peruse that, or even play GTA 5. I've never played GTA 5. I don't know if any of you two have played it or not.
I played it and finished it. It's good. It's good. But I think the original trilogy is still better. From a story perspective, and also, like, I don't know, man, there's something about those first three games. When I say first three, I'm talking about the one when they started on PS2, the GTA, Grand Theft Auto 2, I think it was, and then Vice City, and then San Andreas. There is something about those games that just hits different, even from GTA 5, which is a good game. Don't get me wrong. I like the characters, I like the story, but man, it just hits different. GTA 4, I didn't really care for at all. I hated that was Nico. I hated Nico. I hated playing that game because all the people that you came across,
Nico,
you were babysitting. You don't call me Nico. I was like, oh, wait a minute, didn't you just kill somebody the other day? And you mad that Nico ain't hanging out with you at the bar to play darts? No, no.
Nico,
you don't want to play with me, Nico. Why do you not want to hang out? You don't talk to me anymore. It's like, what is this? Are y'all thugs or are y'all dating? What's going on here? So yeah, I don't, I'm interested to see what a GTA 6 looks like in this current gaming environment.
Yeah, we'll have to see as far as what they decide to do with the game. I'm really curious about that as well. So I know that there's a lot of people waiting for that game to come out and going to maybe, I think if Sony was smart, they would have a bundle with GTA 6 with the PlayStation 5 Pro, but we'll have to see.
You never know.
I mean, they have to have a willing partner. Take-Two is going to have to be willing to do that. I mean, I'm sure Sony would love to do that, but Take-Two might just say, hey, since you're really the only console out here, we I think with that you're going to have to double the number of zeros on that check.
Mm-hmm.
it may not really be worth it to do a campaign like that with GTA 6, because they don't really have any competition right now.
Yeah.
I think we're all expecting Xbox to be somewhat viable by the time GTA 6 came out.
Are we?
That's
though?
just not the case.
Are we? I'm not really thinking they are.
No, I think we were expecting.
Oh, we were expecting. Sorry,
expecting Xbox to be somewhat viable as a competitor by the time GTA 6. But Phil pulled a rug on all that.
Do you think maybe GTA 6 on the Xbox Series S is going to be a cloud version, maybe?
I would think it would have to be almost.
I hope not.
If they don't want to cut corners on fidelity, I would think it would almost have to be. If GTA 6 is as crisp and complex and graphically impressive as folks are saying it is, and Take-Two does not want to cut any corners with the product, regardless within reason, it's going to have to. I don't see how that game is going to run on the potato at any degree of reasonable fidelity.
I'm honestly not expecting it to run on my Spud. So
never know. You might have a hot baked potato over there running that GTA 6.
I don't think so. It might explode on me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'd be hot
potato.
Hot potato. All right, and other news. We're going to go into our announcements and release dates section. Valve has announced a Steam Deck OLED in white on there. Ooh. So the light colorway of the Steam Deck OLED will be out tomorrow on November the 18th. But if you want one, be warned, only a limited number will be available. The Valve says once we're out, we are out.
You going to get one?
No, I'm not.
What? Who are you?
Well, you want me to buy one?
I thought you would have.
Well, you want my Steam Deck OLED? You want to buy it for a full retail price?
No, you can sell it to Goonie.
No, I'm good. I will enjoy my Steam Deck OLED in its current incarnate. I'll enjoy my current Steam Deck OLED. I don't need to get a white one. But basically, the difference this time is, besides from the colors, that they're able to ship the limited edition white to all regions where Steam Deck already ships on here. So I guess when they initially released the OLED back in the day with that smoky translucent shell, that limited edition shell that I wanted but did not get, they were not able to launch it in all of their markets. But they are going to be launching this white version everywhere Steam Deck is currently sold on here. Keeping with the white theme, it will arrive with a white carrying case and a white microfiber cleaning cloth.
Ooh.
On there. So it's going to be for $679. It's limited to one unit per account on there. So these accounts must have made a Steam purchase before November 2024 and be in good standing to be eligible for a purchase. So if you're interested in a white one, definitely go for it. If you want to upgrade to the OLED, Des,
I will not
go for it. Got a job now.
Got a job. We got to be approaching, I guess, I would have estimate within the next year of a Steam Deck 2 getting ready to release, wouldn't we? Because how long has this thing been out? 6 years?
No, it's been out for 6 years. It's definitely way less than that. So,
it just seems like a long time.
Yeah.
No, I think Valve said they're only going to release it when they feel they can make the next step forward on there. So it came out in 2022. So it's only been out for 2 years. So it came out in February 2022.
The original Steam Deck?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been out for forever and a day.
It really does.
It's only been out for 2.5 years. So the OLED came out last year about this time, November 16th, 2023 it came out. So even though Valve's been in the game for a long, long time, Steam Deck has only been out for 2.5 years. So I'll have to see, and then from there. But also, too, I don't know if you guys caught this, but there is a new Monster Hunter game that got announced this past week. So Monster Hunter Outlanders is coming out for the iOS and Android. It is a free-to-play open world Monster Hunter game on here. So the release date was not announced, but in-app purchases will be available. But there's going to be several play tests that are planned to be held before the game launches. So according to, this is the press release, it's time for mobile players to fully enjoy what makes Monster Hunter one of the most beloved franchises in gaming. Monster Hunter Outlanders not only offers players an authentic hunting experience, quote unquote, but also does it in a massive open world featuring the community and social systems players are looking for today. So basically, on your cellular telephone, you're able to go ahead and take your hunter using traditional Monster Hunter weapons on there, and they have basically optimized the battle system to quote unquote maximize enjoyment. So face off against monsters while wielding the series' traditional weapons. So they show some screenshots, including a character with a Captain Steubing captain hat on for some reason on there. But you're able to switch characters in the story. So you encounter various unique characters. Not only they could become your allies, but you also can control them yourself. That's awesome. Awesome, yes. And you got some reliable companions. So they have some feline companions out with you on here to join you on quests and assist you with item gathering and monster hunting. So given that this is a free-to-play game, Desmond, are you going to give it a shot? Is this something you want to play on the train?
I will not. Okay, so I hate to say it, I will most likely give it a try, but I probably will not play it for any kind of long-term, type of stuff. So no, probably not.
I might give it a shot just to say I played it. I know I played around with Monster Hunter Now for a little bit and kind of regretted it, but just thought, especially for the Asian and that whole part of the world, I guess this is very important for Capcom to, work with, these mobile studios to bring out something for that market. And so this is something for that market, whether it actually truly plays like a Monster Hunter AAA title, even playing close to Rise, I seriously doubt with a mobile interface. But, I'll have to see what they decide to do for the control method, so kind of curious about it too. So
it'll be interesting to say the least.
Yeah. And I know that sometimes, especially with these Monster Hunter side projects, the games that we never got to play, like Monster Hunter Frontiers Online, that has always been curious about as well. So I know, Kev, you are very much, we've overheard you saying, hail to the no-nos.
Hail to the no.
Mm-hmm.
Also, some other news, Atomfall, if you remember that game, this is from Rebellion. This is like that kind of crazy survival action game based in the World War II era, but with a lot of this is what would have happened if nuclear war happened back in that time on here. So that's a survival action game set 5 years after the Windscale nuclear disaster in northern England. So it talks about where you have to go through a quarantine zone, scavenge, craft, barter, fight, and talk your way through a British countryside filled with bizarre characters, mysticism, cults, and rogue government agencies. So this is from Rebellion, of course. So it's coming out on March 27th, 2025. It's coming out for everything. Going to be for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox Game Pass, PC, PS5, PS4, and Steam. So it's coming out basically on everything. So pre-orders are $59.99 for standard, $79.99 for deluxe on here. The deluxe basically is only available digitally. You do get some downloadable content, including a pistol variant, skins, and all other sorts of stuff. 3 days of early access to the game and upcoming downloadable story expansion content as well. So Thought this game was interesting when I saw it in the Xbox showcase. I don't know if, is it going to be, are you interested in Nephin Rebellion's previous published works where you might check this out, either of you two?
Yes, I will say that 100%. I will support Rebellion. I have enjoyed their work before, and since we are never, and I mean never, going to get a Strange Brigade 2, I'm definitely going to try this. I'm definitely going to try it. I almost am hesitant to say day one, possibly, but I like them a lot, and I enjoy what they have done. So yeah, I'm yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm kind of curious about it too. So, I mean, I know it's day one on Game Pass too. So, since I still have my Xbox Series X, but me, I tend to buy a lot. So, I might check it out. Mm-hmm. Especially, I don't know if it's multiplayer or not.
I don't know. I mean, it might be, because I think that that's something that they would want to do. But again, I don't know.
It seems like it's just single player. So from looking at it, so there's no talk of multiplayer. But
I mean, that's fine too. I mean, they might come out with multiplayer like after. But for me, I'm have been a fan for a very long time of a lot of their stuff. So for me, it's sort of like a no-brainer, and I think it's going to be fun. Like, I really think it's going to be fun. So yeah, I'm here for it.
Good deal.
Yeah. How about you?
Me? No, I'm definitely interested in it. So we'll kind of take a look. It's coming out probably in an open period where not a lot of other games have been announced just yet. So so I think if we could do multiple impressions at the same time, I think that would be awesome, and to be able to kind of give our listeners kind of an idea of certain things about the game. So I don't know if this game seems like it's not up your alley, Kev. So, but
yeah, I'll probably be out on that one.
Yeah. Also, too, something came out of the blue, but there is a new sequel to Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. So there is a spin-off game that was announced by Marvelous. So Sakuna Chronicles Kokorowa and the Gears of Creation was announced. So the platforms and a release date were not announced, but they are the same developers of Sakuna Rise of Ruin are working on a new game. This is the first entry in expanding Sakuna franchise, so they've been kind of going a little bit cray-cray about expanding this universe if need be. This spin-off story will be focused on the brilliant Princess Kotokorora on here, Sakuna's close friend, who is a high-ranking goddess presiding over wheels and inventions from her heavenly home. So I didn't realize, but Sakuna already basically spawned an anime that was broadcast on Japan television. And
we watched
smartphone game. I know. Did we watch it?
Well, it was in the background when we were at the hotel, so you probably didn't notice it. But yes, we did. We did technically watch it.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens with that, but I need to go back and play Sakuna Rise and Ruin. I only played a little bit, and I played it obviously at PAX, I think, 1 year on there. But
I own it. It's got farming elements as well as like you go out and you get reagents and stuff like that. But the farming, I guess, it's like a tight mixture of both, so you're not totally like stuck doing either, so you're kind of like cool to do both. So sometimes they kind of like force you to do certain things that I guess this sort of isn't like that. So
good deal. And Kev, are you interested in this at all? I don't know if you checked out Sakuna Rise of Ruin previously, or
I have not. I would have to look and see what kind of gameplay it is. I hear farming.
Because you plant the rice.
Something tells me, that's something tells me I'll probably be out.
Well, the gameplay is actually kind of similar to Muramasa a little bit.
Yeah.
So
when you're not planting the rice.
I don't know if that kind of speaks to you or not, because Muramasa, that's the game from the the developers that did like Dragon's Crown and whatnot, Vanillaware. So it kind of it plays like that when you're in the side-scrolling action mode. So
yeah, I'd have to take a look at the gameplay.
All right. And one last thing, this is not even in the outline, but there is another game that's coming out in 2025 that was just announced. But Ratatatan is going to be published by GameSource Entertainment. So this is the game from the developers of Patapon that basically is almost like a sequel in name only, basically, that because they didn't have the rights, they basically are developing this new game called Ratatatan.
Sounds good.
But it's coming out for PS5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC in 2025. So I'll take a look and keep an eye out for that. So you got it. That is the Jabroni Gaming News for this episode.
All right. Game night takes place every Thursday, 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm sorry, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's the day and time that we set aside to play games with our growing Discord community. So if you like what we're doing here, I would like to invite you to take part in our game nights. I've been terrible doing them because I've either been working late or other things have come up. But I'm going to try to do better. And
Jabroni's always there.
Yeah, Jabroni's always there and trying to be better and available. So basically, this is how it works. You just hop on over to our Discord and you go over to our game night channel and you post a game that you'd like to play. And then that Thursday, depending on what all we have, or what options we have in front of us, we just go ahead and play that game with you at that date and time. So you might be asking, well, how do we join the Discord? And that's easy as well. You just head on over to the app formerly known as Twitter, currently known as X. X.
We're also on Blue Sky too, so don't forget.
We're on Blue Sky? Okay, we're on Blue Sky as well.
We are on Blue Sky, yeah.
And you go over to @GamingVessels, GamingVessels. You click the link in the bio and you're in. So we don't have any merch to hawk to you, and we do not have a Patreon tier list that you need to pay for. Just ask that you be a good, decent human being that likes talking and discussing video games. And if you meet that very simple criteria, I think you will find a happy home aboard the good ship Gaming Vessel. So I'd like to send out special kudos to Goonie and John BT for participating in our Vessel Line discussion this episode. It's always great when we have our listeners, particularly our longstanding listeners, contribute. It just makes our episodes a little bit more interactive, a little bit more fun, and have a little bit more gaming meat on the bone, so to speak. So also, special shout out to you guys.
Also want to say, if you're listening on YouTube, or please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know, because we're trying to grow our listenership on there as well.
Indeed. I always can forget that we have I'm a podcast app person. Yeah. So I always forget that we have a YouTube channel.
We have followers, so we have people listening on YouTube. So thank you for awesome. Listening to us wherever you could find us. So
yes,
that's cool. So that is going to bring episode 264 to a close. I want to thank you for hanging out, cooling out, chilling out without a doubt with us this episode. For Dez, a.k.a. the Bay Area Terror, a.k.a. the High Res Hater.
That's me.
A.k.a. the Cat Daddy, a.k.a. That Gamer Stepdaddy. And for Trader Joe, a.k.a. Jabroni Chief.
Yeah.
You might also know him as the Food Max of Gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. I am Shonuff71, a.k.a. Digadulamite.
Purple bling bling, y'all.
And we'll be back next week, episode 265 for your ear holes. Peace.